Mondays, am I right? Larian Studios had a surprise update to Baldur's Gate 3, dropping patch 8 to PlayStation 5 players in Europe and Asia, which has subsequently been brought back. So we're now back on patch 7. But I'll be breaking down some of the awesome things that got launched with this, as well as talking a little bit about how to return to patch 7 if this affected you. There's some people in my Discord server that were caught up in this and they actually got the update, but to uninstall this and get rid of it going back to patch 7, all you got to do is uninstall and reinstall Baldur's Gate 3. So that's really it. If you're currently stuck on patch 8, you can wind it back. I just want to let you know, if you currently are on patch 8, unfortunately, if you have any save files, they won't work when you go back to patch 7, and they might not work with patch 8's drop. So I'd highly recommend going back to patch 7 just to ensure there's no compatibility issues with that. But yeah, just uninstall and reinstall Baldur's Gate 3, and your version of patch 8 won't be updated until patch 8 is ready to be released, so you won't receive updates and bug fixes throughout the patch 8 stress test. Any new saves made on patch 8 are not compatible with the patch 7 version of the game. That means if you create a save or override an existing save while on patch 8, you won't be able to continue with the save. We cannot guarantee saves made in this version will remain compatible when patch 8 is released. So again, just go back and refresh that. Why did I receive this unintentional update? Well, not on our side. A number of PlayStation 5 players in Europe and Asia mistakenly received this update, which was only accessible for a few hours and is no longer available to download. If I stay on patch 8, will I be able to play multiplayer? Nope. If I got to patch 8, does that mean I'm selected for the stress test? Nope. But you can sign up for it to get email notification on that. I've done previous videos talking about that, but you can check out their community update for some further information on that. But yeah, they just dropped this little update here, this funny picture of Astarion, and they also dropped posts on their Facebook and other social medias. No, the patch 8 stress test hasn't begun yet. Yes, the PlayStation 5 players do currently have access to patch 8. While we work with our partners to understand what's going on, please note any new saves made on patch 8 will not be compatible with patch 7. Anyways, how's your Monday going? There's a little bit of humor in that, but there's some really cool things that I wanted to address because we actually got a sneak peek at what it all looks like. So you can see here some of the different abilities that come with patch 8. We got updates on Booming Blade, which surprisingly, and also pretty crazily, can proc Divine Smite on your Booming Blades, making this a very powerful new cantrip. So that is exciting to see. In addition to this, we also got some updates on the Bard subclass, as well the Wizard Bladesinger, which you can see this very flashy new icon they made for it. As well, we also got some updates on the Way of the Drunken Fist Monk, the Circle of Stars Druid, the Hexblade Warlock with another really cool icon there, and then also got the Giant Barbarian and the Swashbuckler Rogue. We don't got anything on the Paladin yet, unfortunately, but this is what some of the new cantrips will be looking like. So you can see there the Booming Blade, and I think that's the Death Burst, and then Toll the Bells there. That's super cool. So really nice new updated, or really nice new icons for these that I'm very excited to get to use. But this is all brought by Reddit user _Veni_Vidi_Vigo_, which is close to a tattoo that I have. But yeah, I just want to go over some of these things because this is extremely exciting for a big fan of Baldur's Gate 3. So you can see here, these are the Arcane Archer Fighter subclass new abilities. They got really nice looking icons too. So you got things like your Bursting Arrow, which will do weapon damage plus force damage. If you've used Sumer Dagnauth's 5e Fighter subclasses combined mod, previously it did have all of these available in it. So you could have got a feel for what it was like previously. But I think it's going to give us 2 arcane arrow charges per short rest that we can use, but they're very strong because it does your weapon damage plus a 2d6 of a specific damage type. So for the Bursting Arrow, it does a 2d6 force damage. Use Evocation Magic to make your arrow explode on impact, doing a 2 to 12 force damage to targets within 3 meters. Enfeebling Arrow does 2 to 12 necrotic and can make the target feeble if they don't succeed a saving throw, Constitution save. There's also the Beguiling Arrow here, which can charm a target and it does psychic damage. There's also the Arcane Shot Banishing Arrow, which can possibly banish your target. One thing that I think is really cool about the psychic damage is if you have the Resonance Stone plus the Ballast Armor plus Crossbow Expert, you can use a hand crossbow and do a ton of damage because the psychic damage and the piercing will be doubled. So this can become very strong with the specific builds that you may put together. And again, I'll be covering all the builds when this drops. But we also got ourselves Seeking Arrow, which is almost like Magic Missile. It'll hunt down a target and possibly apply Fairy Fire for advantage on attacks for 2 turns. There's also the Shadow Arrows, which will potentially blind a target, dealing psychic damage as well. The Piercing Arrow, which can shoot through multiple targets. I think that's awesome. And each target must succeed a saving throw or take an additional 1d6 piercing damage with the dex save. And then there's the grasping arrow doing poison damage and reducing movement speed. I love what they've done with the Arcane Archer, and I'm excited to see more of this. So yeah, that is really cool. On to the next one, we got ourselves the Bard, which has the Mantle of Majesty command here, which is pretty nice. So with this, you can command a creature to flee, move closer, or freeze to drop its weapon. Targets that are charmed will automatically fail their saving throw. This is basically like a bonus action command, but it has to be used on a charmed target, which is something you can apply pretty easily. This doesn't have all of the updated information. Some of these were kind of lacking in terms of what was provided, but I mean, there's only so much that people could see. So this is also an early version of patch 8. It's not the complete version, but look at that icon. That looks really nice there. College of Glamour, Mantle of Inspiration. Imbue 2 allies with your vigor and grant them 5 temporary health points. If they hit with a melee attack, the attacker becomes charmed. So this is a use of your Bardic Inspiration in a bonus action. Pretty cool. I can't wait to see more of the College of Glamour, because I don't know if it's going to, I really don't think it'll stack up towards the Sword Bard, because the Sword Bard is just so strong, but it's nice to see these little benefits here. Also, we got ourselves the Bladesinger, which has Blade Song. Invoke the Blade Song. You get a +3 to armor class, and a movement speed increases by 3 meters. You also gain advantage on acrobatics and gain a +3 bonus to constitution saving throws, meaning you can hold your concentrations more likely. You also unlock Blade Song Climax, and the ability to accumulate Blade Song charges in combat. This is for 10 turns using your Blade Song power unique resource. So this also gives you some cool effects. You can see there Gale with a sword. You also get you got the Song of Defense there. We don't got any real details on that, but it looks like this could be a very powerful wizard subclass. Actually, one of the most powerful potentially. We'll just have to wait and see on that. But in addition, we also got ourselves the Way of the Drunken Master Monk, which gives us some cool things like the Intoxicating Strike, which can possibly get the target drunk by attacking and using a key point. Let's get the Drunken Technique, doing 2 attacks, punch twice in quick succession, granting yourself an additional 3 meters of movement and the benefits of disengage. So you can Drunken Technique, run away, bonus action. We also got the Cheeky Tipple. You're immune to the negative effects of being drunk. Once per day when you drink alcohol, you regain half your key points rounded down. Pretty awesome. Also, we got ourselves Drunken Proficiency, get proficiency in performance. Life of the Party. Every time Intoxicating Strike hits, the monk gains Life of the Party, which increases armor class and attack rolls against strong targets. Then you have the Intoxicating Strike bonus action, similar to the Open Hand Monk has theirs. And you also got Redirect Attack. When a creature misses you with an attack, you can spend 1 key point as a reaction to make the attack hit another target. Really awesome. So yeah, the Way of the Drunken Master, I've actually seen icons that look very similar to this, so I like the icon. Very fun. And also, we got ourselves the Circle of the Stars, which has the Starry Form Archer. As a bonus action, you can use Luminous Arrow, which is a attack that deals radiant damage. Not shown here, but I've used this class previously. You got the Chalice form. Whenever you cast a healing spell, you can cast Chalice of Healing, which will apply additional healing. Starry form, the Dragon. Whenever you make a saving throw to maintain concentration, the roll of a 9 or lower is counted as a 10. And as a bonus action, you can do Dazzling Breath. Again, they really did a good job with the designs for these. Look at that icon. It looks great. They also got the Cosmic Omen. Whenever you long rest, you consult the stars for a Cosmic Omen, Wail or Woe. The Omen grants you the ability to increase or decrease attack rolls and saving throws and your teammates' ability checks. And there's also the Twinkling Constellations. Your starry forms are improved, the Archer's damage and the Chalice healing are increased by 1d8, and the Dragon gains the ability to fly and hover at a movement speed of 6 meters. So some nice buffs there. Circle of the Stars is going to be an interesting class to see. We also got ourselves the Hexblade Warlock, which has the Accursed Spectre. When you are an ally with an 18 meters, slay a creature that is afflicted with the Hexblade's curse. You can raise an Accursed Spectre that will fight alongside you for a short period of time. You also got the pack that's just normal stuff from the base game. There's the Armor of Hexes. Whenever a creature cursed with the Hexblade curse, you can potentially nullify the attack as a reaction. This is a 50% chance of succeeding. Pretty nice for defensive purposes. Hexblade, cool icon. Medium armor proficiency, martial weapons, and shield proficiency. You also got the Hexblade's curse there. And yeah, we're going to see some more updates coming out on this class in particular. We also got ourselves the Giant Barbarian, which is kind of like the Throw Zerker. Carry capacity is increased by a quarter. That's all right. But the Giant's Rage, enter a rage, increase in size. Your ranged bonus attacks is doubled on throw attacks, so you get extra 4 damage on that. Gain resistance to physical damage and advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. You also get the Elemental Cleaver class action. Channel Primordial Might into your weapon. Until the end of your rage, your weapon will deal additional cold, lightning, thunder, fire, or acid damage and gain the thrown property. If it's thrown, it'll immediately reappear in your hand. Really awesome, because normally you can't apply thrown to weapons that aren't already thrown, and there's not a lot of fantastic weapons that are, there's only a few thrown weapons. They're all great, but being able to apply that is cool. Also get the Boot of the Giants, bonus action, you kick a target away. Your chances depend on your athletics and are higher if you're hidden or invisible. You can kick targets up to twice the weight by shoving them would allow. Awesome. And Mighty Impel. Throw a creature that is medium size or smaller. Heavier creatures and objects deal more damage. Bonus action. So yeah, got some fun effects here with the circle, or the giant barbarian. I'm excited to make Karlach be one. We also got the rogue swashbuckler, which has a bunch of different effects. So the uncanny dodge and evasion, normal. Panache, roll a persuasion check to beguile a humanoid who must contest it with an insight check. Enemies who fail get disadvantage. Others become charmed. Doesn't work on beasts, constructs, elementals, monstrosities, plants, or undead. 10 turns. Fancy footwork. When you make an attack, they can't make opportunity attacks against you, so you can run away. They got the dirty tricks. Throw some sand in your eye. They got the sand toss, does 1d6 bludgeoning and potentially blinds him. The elemental, or the dirty trick, vicious mockery, does the psychic damage. Insult a creature, has disadvantage on its next attack roll and advantage on your next attack. There's also the flick of the wrist. Flicks a weapon, disarms the target. And the swashbuckler icon looks really nice as well here. And the Rockish Audacity, gain a +1 to initiative rolls. This scales with your rogue level. You no longer need advantage to trigger sneak attack as long as you're within 1.5 meters and they don't have disadvantage. Awesome. So yeah, that is all the updates that we got so far on all the subclasses in Baldur's Gate 3. Super excited to see patch 8 launch. I feel really bad for Larian have this drop. This was not their intention. That was just PlayStation. This happened back in the days. Destiny 2 had a surprise update. Helldivers 2 also had a problem. So yeah, I feel for them. This is not their doing, but I'm excited for patch 8. I hope I get accepted for the stress test. We'll have to see here. And let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video.